This is the plenary.
The session is called to order. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baghang, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kisap ng
Please remain standing for the invocation to be led by the representative Alexandria Gonzalez of the Lone District, Mandaluyong City.
Ever-loving God, we come before you today as we commence our session for the week. With heads bowed and hearts unfolded, we humbly invoke your presence and loving guidance for all of us. Through the indwelling of your Spirit, be to us the beacon of truth, justice, and peace, that our eyes be open to your truth in the midst of all the troubles that we have. May we walk and serve with the righteousness and justness our people deserve from us, and that our labors be for the wellness our people deserve. Hold us with your steady hand, O God, most especially at this time when our nation has winds of discord. Remind us always, O God, that we are here to serve and not to be served, just as you, through your Son, Jesus Christ, offered his life in the service of others. With your steady hand, hold us upright to the ideals of public trust, that in the end, we are indeed able to be with our people in the common quest for human dignity and empowerment. Amen.
The Secretary General is directed to call the roll of members.
Roll call of members. Honorable Representatives, Abalos, Abante, Asidre, Acop, Acosta, Adyong, Advincula, Agrao, Ayaw, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almario Chino Bigel, Almario Dennis, Almonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Amante, Amatong, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Aquino Magsaysay, Arbison Munir, Arbison Munir Jr., Arenas, Arrogancia, Asistio, Ataide, Omentado, Ayon, Bagao, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Bancoro, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista Claude, Bautista Johan Monich, Bautista Lim, Beltran, Benitez Alfredo, Benitez Javier Miguel, Bernos Ching, Bernos GB, Biron, Bocobo, Bolilia, Bondok, Briones, Bulut Begtang, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Kawagdan, Cari, Castro, Caiton, Celeste, Sendanya, Ceniza, Chan, Chua, Chuatay, Shungalao, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Rene Luis, Ko Pilar, Ko Juanco Jaime Eduardo Mark, Ko Juanco Mark, Colliantes, Corvera, Cruz Agatha Paula, Cruz Ricardo, Cruzado, Kua, Dagook, Dalog, Dayang Hirang, Daza, De Jesus, De Lima, De Venecia, Defensor, De Gamo, Del Mar, Di Macuja, Di Maguila, Di Maporo Imelda, Di Maporo City Amina, Diokno, Dionisio, Domingo, Domogan, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, D. Faustino, D. Faustino Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Emano, Enverga, Erice, Escodero, Espares, Espina, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Jeffrey, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galang, Galeos, Garbin, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Karen Hope, Garcia Maria Angela, Guardiola, Garin, Gatchalian, Gato, Glepa, Go, Gomez, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Eliza Micaela, Gonzales Christopher Sheen, Gonzales Roy, Goriseta, Guico, Gintu, Gulias, Gutierrez, Hernandez Charis Ann, Hernandez Dennis, Hernandez Ferdinand, Hernandez Ramil, Hofer Hasim, Horibata, Ismula, Iway, Javier, Ko Antonio, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Kong Hun, Ko, Labad-Labad, Lakson, Lagbas, Lagdameo Jose Manuel, Lagdameo Monique Yasmin Maria, Lagman, Lagon Daphne, Lagon Sani, Lara, Lazatin, Lidesma, Legacion, Legarda, Legazpi, Leviste, Libanan, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Makapagal Arroyo, Makasaet, Maseda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manguda Datu, Manikiz, Maranyon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Miraflores, Momo, Montes, Nava, Nazal, Nisay, Nolasco, Uwaminal Henry, Uwaminal Sancho Fernando, Oducado, Olivares, Ongchuan, Ordanes, Oreta, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Padiernos, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Perez, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Po, Primicia Sagabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Rigencia, Remulia, Revilla Brian, Revilla Monjolo, Ridon, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Maximo, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romualdez Andrew Julian, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sally, Salvacion, Salvador, Salvame, San Fernando, Santos Maria Alana Samantha, Santos Mark Anthony, Shimura, Singson Richelle, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon, Suwan, Swansing Bella Vanessa, Swansing Micaela Angela, Suarez, Suntay, Talyado, Tan Ayman, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Chay, Tan Watko, Tariela, Teodoro, Tereng, Teves, Tiangco, Tieng, Tinio, Tolentino, Tuan, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tupas, Tutor, T, Umali, Ungab, Uy De Carlo, Uy Roberto, Valeriano, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Veloso, Veloso Tuazon, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villafuerte Vincenzo Renato Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Villago, Yamsuan, Yap Christopherson, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, Yap John Gisnel, Yatko, Inares, Yu Giselle Victoria, Yu Joseph Kim, Yulo, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria, Zubiri. Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 242 members responded to the call.
With 242 members responding to the call, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend session for a few minutes.
session suspended.
Mr. Speaker, I move to proceed.
Session is resumed. Majority
Mr.
Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports.
is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority, the Secretariat.
Reference of business, bills on first reading. House Bill 3508, declaring a climate change emergency and enhancing resiliency and adaptability to the effects of climate change by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Climate Change.
House Bill 3509, adopting integrated coastal management as a national strategy for the holistic and sustainable management of coastal and related ecosystems by Representative Tolentino.
To the Committee on Climate Change.
House Bill 3510, authorizing the DOH to set and approve the bed capacity of all DOH hospitals by Representative Galeos.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3511, providing for a free annual medical checkup for Filipinos by Representative Galeos.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3512, creating the Health Emergency Auxiliary Reinforcement Team under the DOH by Representative Galeos.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education. Correction. To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3513, establishing a TESDA training and assessment center in Boljoon, Cebu by Representative Galeos.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 3514, creating an additional branch of the RTC in the 7th Judicial Region to be stationed at Dalaguete, Cebu by Representative Galeos.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 3515, providing for the revised Government Auditing Code of the Philippines by Representative Ungab.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 3516, integrating voter education in the junior and senior high school curricula by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 3517, requiring mandatory teaching of human rights education in all public and private schools by Representative Vargas.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3518, institutionalizing a drug overdose reporting and awareness system to prevent drug overdose-related deaths, by Representative Vargas.
to the Committee on Dangerous Drugs,
House Bill 3519, incorporating the value of responsible, fair usage and enjoyment of social media in education curricula nationwide, by Representative Vargas.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3520, upgrading the basic salary of government medical doctors from salary grade 21 to 23, by Representative Vargas.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
House Bill 3521, creating the Department of Disaster Resilience, by Representative Plato.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience and the Committee on Government Reorganization,
House Bill 3522, establishing a DTI office in the city of Calbayog, by Representative Tan Stephen James.
to the Committee on Trade and Industry,
House Bill 3523, creating a Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources and the Committee on Government Reorganization,
House Bill 3524, providing for additional rights and benefits to kasambahays under the Domestic Workers Act or Batas Kasambahay, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 3525, providing for the creation of super health centers in every city and municipality, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3526, mandating the establishment of health centers in all barangays, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3527, institutionalizing a unified and learner-centered voucher system for basic education, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3528, creating the Department of Sports, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development and the Committee on Government Reorganization,
House Bill 3529, abolishing the travel tax on Filipinos and on nationals of ASEAN member states traveling to other ASEAN member states, by Representative Cruz Ricardo.
to the Committee on Tourism,
House Bill 3530, establishing the Kawayan City Sports Training Center to be located in Kawayan, Isabela, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development,
House Bill 3531, providing for post-harvest facilities to farmers, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Agriculture and Food,
House Bill 3532, granting compassionate leave of 5 days with full pay to all employees in the private and public sectors, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment and the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Bill 3533, establishing the Magna Carta for barangays, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3534, declaring Barangay San Miguel in Etchague, Isabela an ecotourism zone, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Tourism,
House Bill 3535, creating a district engineering office in the 6th Legislative District of Isabela, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Public Works and Highways,
House Bill 3536, establishing a special economic zone in Isabela to be known as the Isabela Special Economic Zone, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Economic Affairs and the Committee on Trade and Industry,
House Bill 3537, strengthening the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization,
House Bill 3538, enhancing the protection and development of the Sierra Madre Range in the island of Luzon, creating the Sierra Madre Conservation and Development Authority, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization,
House Bill 3539, strengthening the National Research Council of the Philippines for the promotion of research work along scientific lines, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Science and Technology,
House Bill 3540, promoting the development of the bamboo industry, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Agriculture and Food,
House Bill 3541, converting the Kawayan District Hospital in Kawayan, Isabela into the Central Isabela General Hospital, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3542, providing for a comprehensive and responsive civil registration and vital statistics system, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Population and Family Relations,
House Bill 3543, establishing the Philippine Corn Research Institute, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Agriculture and Food,
House Bill 3544, to include in the curricula of all public and private high schools and colleges a course on necessary life skills, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 3545, ensuring the availability, adequacy, accessibility, and safety of food to every Filipino, by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Human Rights,
House Bill 3546, creating the Cagayan River Basin Development Authority by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization,
House Bill 3547, identifying tourism development areas in the province of Isabela, creating the Isabela Tourism Council by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Tourism,
House Bill 3548, promoting entrepreneurship by establishing a socialized microfinancing program for microenterprises through the Pondo sa Pagbabago at Pag-Asenso program by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Development,
House Bill 3549, strengthening the field offices of the COMELEC by upgrading and creating certain positions by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reform,
House Bill 3550, establishing the Kawayan City High School for the Arts by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3551, mandating the procurement from small-scale producers in the implementation of the National Feeding Program by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3552, mandating the use of a health star rating system on the labels of packaged food products by Representative D. Faustino.
to the Committee on Trade and Industry,
House Bill 3553, establishing a national minimum wage for private and public sector workers and imposing stiffer penalties for violations thereof by Representatives Tino and Corene Luis.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment, and the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Bills 3554 to 3557, renationalizing certain hospitals and health centers in the province of Cavite by Representative Remulla.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3558, creating the Department of Sports by Representative Remulla.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, and the Committee on Government or Organization,
House Bill 3559, establishing the National DNA Database by Representative Remulla.
to the Committee on Public Order and Safety,
House Bill 3560, granting Y2H Broadcasting Network, Inc. a franchise to construct, install, establish, operate, and maintain radio broadcasting stations in Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte, and Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur by Representative Zamora Maria Carmen.
to the Committee on Legislative Franchises,
House Bill 3561, promoting rural financial inclusion and literacy by Representatives Garcia, Dante, and Tereng.
to the Committee on Rural Development,
House Bill 3562, establishing the Barangay Integrated Development Approach for nutrition improvement of the rural poor as a linkage program for all state universities and colleges and community colleges by Representatives Garcia, Dante, and Tereng.
to the Committee on Rural Development,
House Bill 3563, strengthening the Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University South La Union Campus College of Fisheries by Representatives Garcia, Dante, and Tereng.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 3564, mandating the establishment of a rehabilitation center for illegal drug users in Tubao, La Union by Representatives Garcia, Dante, and Tereng.
to the Committee on Dangerous Drugs,
House Bill 3565, establishing a barangay-level disaster resilience and early warning center in every municipality in the Philippines by Representatives Garcia, Dante, and Tereng.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience,
House Bills 3566 to 3571, declaring certain waterfalls and lakes in the province of Agusan del Sur ecotourism sites by Representatives Bascug and Plaza.
to the Committee on Tourism,
House Bill 3572, declaring June 15 of every year a special non-working holiday in Giabong, Samar in commemoration of its Charter Day anniversary by Representative Tan Reynolds Michael.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3573, standardizing the retirement benefits of justices, judges, and judiciary officials conferred with judicial rank, salary, and privileges by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 3574, establishing resource development and crisis assistance centers for women and children in every province and city of the country by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
to the Committee on Women and Gender Equality,
House Bill 3575, strengthening the legal staff of the DOJ, renaming it as the Office of the Chief State Counsel by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 3576, ensuring the fundamental equality of men and women under the laws on marriage and family relations by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
to the Committee on Women and Gender Equality,
House Bill 3577, mainstreaming the use of bamboo as a sustainable material for the built environment by Representative Veloso Tuazon.
to the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals,
House Bill 3578, declaring the 3rd District of Palawan a mining-free zone by Representatives Alvarez Jose and Acosta.
to the Committee on Natural Resources,
House Bill 3579, establishing a green public procurement program for all branches of government by Representative Alba.
to the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals,
House Bill 3580, providing for the automatic increase in salary grade of teachers who have earned their master's degree by Representative Lacson.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
House Bill 3581, developing and institutionalizing global health diplomacy and creating and deploying health attaches in all Philippine embassies and consular offices by Representative Arenas.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3582, providing for a comprehensive nursing law promoting a more responsive and effective healthcare system by Representative Arenas.
Committee on Health,
House Bill 3583, providing education pathways for basic education students by Representative Copilar.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3584, creating a special metropolitan political subdivision in the NCR to be called the Metropolitan Manila Regional Administration by Representative Erice.
to the Committee on Metro Manila Development,
House Bill 3585, requiring parents to plant 2 trees for every child born to them by Representative Castro.
to the Special Committee on Reforestation,
House Bill 3586, regulating the production, importation, sale, distribution, provision, use, recovery, collection, recycling, and disposal of single-use plastic products by Representative Castro.
to the Committee on Ecology,
House Bill 3587, mandating the submission of a tree planting plan as a requirement in the application for building permits by Representative Castro.
to the Special Committee on Reforestation,
House Bill 3588, establishing a Magna Carta for daycare workers by Representative Suwan.
to the Committee on Welfare of Children,
House Bill 3589, creating the Metropolitan Cagayan de Oro Development Authority by Representative Suwan and Emano.
to the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization,
House Bill 3590, enhancing the benefits and privileges granted to senior citizens by Representative Suwan.
to the Committee on Senior Citizens,
House Bill 3591, granting universal social pension to senior citizens by Representative Suwan.
to the Committee on Senior Citizens,
House Bill 3592, promoting Philippine indigenous and traditional writing systems by Representatives Mercado Revilla, Revilla Bryan, and Revilla Ramon Jolo.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3593, establishing the National Measurement Institute of the Philippines by Representative Alba.
to the Committee on Science and Technology,
House Bill 3594, creating the Barangay Central Bikutan in Taguig by Representative Bocobo.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3595, mandating the DSWD to establish, maintain, and operate the Mindanao Disaster Resilient Resource Center for Mindanao in coordination with the Mindanao Development Authority by Representative Almonte.
to the Committee on Mindanao Affairs,
House Bill 3596, authorizing the DOH to determine and approve the bed capacity and service capability of all existing and newly established hospitals under the direct supervision and control of the DOH by Representative Odocado.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3597, creating the Philippine Centers for Disease Prevention and Control by Representative Odocado.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3598, establishing the Philippine Bridge Safety and Regulatory Authority by Representatives Co. Antonio and Co. Elisa.
to the Committee on Public Works and Highways,
House Bill 3599, modernizing the Bureau of Immigration by Representative Ferrer Jeffrey.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 3600, establishing the Liver Center of the Philippines by Representative Ferrer Jeffrey.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3601, institutionalizing maternal mental health services in all government healthcare facilities by Representative Yatco.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3602, converting the Extension Office of LTO located in Sablayan Occidental, Mindoro into the LTO District Office of Sablayan Occidental, Mindoro by Representative Tariela.
to the Committee on Transportation,
House Bills 3603 and 3604, establishing in Occidental Mindoro the Lubang Island Medical Center and the Paluan Medical Center respectively by Representative Tariela.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bills 3605, 3606, and 3607, establishing in certain municipalities in Occidental the Sablayan Medical Center, San Jose General Hospital, and Santa Cruz General Hospital respectively by Representative Tariela.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3608, institutionalizing the Tamara Conservation Program by Representative Tariela.
to the Committee on Natural Resources,
House Bill 3609, converting the municipality of San Jose in Occidental Mindoro into the city of San Jose by Representative Tariela.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3610, amending the Magna Carta of Public Health Workers by Representative Cruzado.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3611, authorizing the legacy ordination of human bodies and body parts after death for health sciences, education, training, research, and scientific purposes by Representative Hernandez Charis Ann.
to the Committee Committee on Health.
House Bill 3612, renaming Mariano Marcos State University in Batac, Ilocos Norte as Ferdinand E. Marcos State University by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 3613, establishing Young Farmers Challenge Program, creating the Young Farmers Challenge Council by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 3614, mandating the establishment and maintenance of a rainwater harvesting facility in all institutional, commercial, and residential development projects nationwide by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bills 3615 and 3640, establishing marine multi-species hatcheries in certain barangays in the province of Albay by Representative Salceda.
To the Committee on Aquaculture and Fishery Resources.
House Bill 3641, mandating the CSE and other relevant agencies to provide a personal finance education program for all state workers by Representative Alba.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 3642, mandating a personal finance education program for all persons applying for a marriage license by Representative Alba.
To the Committee on Population and Family Relations.
House Bill 3643, implementing the people's right of access to information on matters of public concern by Representative Abante.
To the Committee on Public Information.
House Bill 3644, providing for the establishment of a women's and children's hospital in Nabua, Camarines Sur, the Rinconada Women's and Children's Hospital by Representative Villafuerte Miguel Luis.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3645, granting the Integrated Board of the Philippines franking privilege by Representative Villafuerte Miguel Luis.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 3646, promoting the adoption of digital payments for financial transactions of the government and all merchants by Representative Villafuerte Miguel Luis.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
House Bill 3647, defining and prohibiting elder abuse by Representative Sendanya, Diokno, Ismula, and Bagao.
To the Committee on Senior Citizens.
House Bill 3648, providing education pathways for basic education students by Representatives Mercado Revilla, Revilla Bryan, and Revilla Ramon Jolo.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 3649, establishing a TESTA Training and Assessment Center in Bana, Ilocos Norte by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 3650, authorizing the Department of Agriculture to regulate farm gate prices for agricultural and fisheries products by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 3651, declaring the Paraiso T. Caribquib in sitio Damaramangan, Caribquib, Nanan, Province of Ilocos Norte, an ecotourism destination by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Tourism.
House Bill 3652, mandating the establishment of isolation and quarantine facilities in all government hospitals by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3653, institutionalizing coastal cleanup in the Philippines by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Ecology.
House Bill 3654, establishing the Philippine Virology Science and Technology Institute by Representative Barba.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3655, establishing at least one SPED center for every component city and at least 2 SPED centers for every highly urbanized city by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 3656, providing for the Magna Carta of Barangay Health Workers by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 3657, increasing the benefits of barangay officials by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 3658, creating the OFW Sovereign Fund by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs.
House Bill 3659, allowing pets to be transported on public utility vehicles operating in the Philippines by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 3660, mandating the DPWH Region 8 to automatically embed funds for the removal of misplaced lampposts in all projects in the 4th District of Leyte by Representative Gomez.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill 3661, disqualifying relatives of public officials within the 4th civil degree of consanguinity or affinity in all government contracts by Representative Marcos.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 3662, establishing a hospital in Alicia Isabela, the Isabela 3rd District Hospital by Representative D. Ian Paul.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 3663, creating the San Mateo TESTA Training and Assessment Center, Isabela by Representative D. Ian Paul.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 3664, establishing a social work scholarship and return service program for deserving students by Representative Hernandez Dennis.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 3665, establishing a comprehensive and integrated flood prevention, control, defense, and management system by Representative Hernandez Dennis.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways. to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3673, declaring February 6 of every year as the National Day of Awareness for Persons with Down Syndrome, by Representatives Bascug, Zamora, Isabel Maria, and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3674, enhancing the privileges of persons with disabilities, by Representatives Bascug, Zamora, Isabel Maria, and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3675, providing for validity periods of identification cards issued to PWDs, by Representatives Bascug and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3676, establishing the Universal Disability Support Fund for the empowerment, full participation, and inclusion of persons with disabilities in society, by Representative Bascug, Zamora, Isabel Maria, and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3677, redefining the function of the National Council on Disability Affairs, by Representatives Bascug, Zamora, Isabel Maria, and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3678, expanding the positions reserved for qualified PWDs, by Representatives Bascug, Zamora, Isabel Maria, and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3679, mandating LGUs to allocate 2% of their internal revenue allotment, and for all national government agencies, executive departments, bureaus, agencies, offices, commissions, state universities, and colleges to set aside 2% of their budget for programs, projects, services, and activities for the exclusive use of persons with disabilities, by Representatives Bascug, Zamora, Isabel Maria, and Roque.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3680, creating Barangay Poblacion 2 in Bansalan, Davao del Sur, by Representative Cagas.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3681 and 3682, converting Sitio de Mamis and Sitio Bianan in certain barangays in Tiboli, South Cotabato into separate and distinct barangays, by Representative Tuan.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3683, creating the Department of Technical Education and Skills Development, by Representative Salceda.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education, and the Committee on Government Reorganization,
House Bill 3684, providing for the regulatory framework to conserve, protect, restore, and sustainably manage peatlands and other resources, by Representative Tolentino.
to the Committee on Climate Change,
House Bill 3685, promoting investments in low-carbon economy, establishing a carbon emission pricing framework and implementation mechanism, by Representative Tolentino.
to the Committee on Climate Change,
House Bill 3686, providing for the inclusion of the accounts of and heroism of Filipino comfort women during the Japanese occupation in the elementary, secondary, and tertiary curricula of the Philippine education system, by Representatives Coordinate Luis and Tino.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture, and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 3687, declaring August 13 of every year as the National Memorial Day for Comfort Women, by Representatives Coordinate Luis and Tino.
to the Committee on Revision of Laws,
House Bill 3688, promoting the development and regulation of AI in the Philippines, by Representative Marcos.
to the Committee on Information and Communications Technology,
House Bill 3689, providing for the Magna Carta of Waste Workers, by Representative Marcos.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 3690, providing for protection of the remittances of OFWs, by Representative Marcos.
to the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs,
House Bill 3691, providing for the fair use of social media, AI, and IT for the holding of free, orderly, honest, peaceful, and credible elections, by Representative Marcos.
to the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms,
House Bill 3692, reclassifying certain parcels of land of public domain located in sitios from different barangays in Bamban, Tarlac from unclassified forest lands into alienable and disposable lands, by Representative Rivera.
to the Committee on Natural Resources,
House Bill 3693, reinstituting absolute divorce as an alternative mode for the dissolution of marriage, by Representative Flores.
to the Committee on Population and Family Relations,
House Bill 3694, creating the Department of Disaster Resilience, by Representative Flores.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience, and the Committee on Government Reorganization,
House Bill 3695, further promoting the general welfare and enhancing the statutory benefits and incentives of public health workers, by Representative Flores.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3696, providing the regulatory framework to conserve, protect, restore, and sustainably manage peatlands and their resources to enhance the country's resilience to climate change, by Representative Flores.
to the Committee on Climate Change,
House Bills 3697, 3698, and 3699, providing for the construction of the Balo-E Bypass Road, the Iligan Aurora Bypass Road, and Kapatagan Valley Coastal Road, all in the province of Lanao del Norte, by Representatives Dimaporo Imelda and Dimaporo City Amina.
to the Committee on Public Works and Highways,
House Bill 3700, 3701, and 3702, establishing the Colambugan Arboretum, the Mighty Cave Park Arboretum, and the Mindanao State University Lanao del Norte Agricultural College Arboretum in Colambugan, Tagoloan, and Sultan Naga Dimaporo, Lanao del Norte, by Representatives Dimaporo Imelda and Dimaporo City Amina.
to the Special Committee on Reforestation,
House Bill 3703, declaring a parcel of land located in Sultan Naga Dimaporo, Lanao del Norte, a protected area, the Sultan Naga Dimaporo Protected Landscape and Seascape, by Representatives Dimaporo City Amina and Dimaporo Imelda.
to the Committee on Natural Resources,
House Bill 3704, providing for the Magna Carta of out-of-school youth, by Representative Poe.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development,
House Bill 3705, increasing the minimum wage of Filipino professionals in the private sector by 30% of the prevailing minimum wage, by Representative Co. Wilton.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 3706, standardizing the entry-level salary of Filipino PRB registered professionals to salary grade 19, by Representative Co. Wilton.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
House Bill 3707, granting hazard pay to public prosecutors exposed to hazardous situations and performing hazardous duties related to assigned cases, by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 3708, establishing the Magna Carta for Barangays, by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell and Tulfo Jocelyn.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3709, augmenting the number of barangay public safety safety officers proportionate to the barangay population, by Representative Lazatin.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3710, enhancing the incentives and benefits of barangay health workers, by Representative Lazatin.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3711, granting VAT exemption on fuel to senior citizens, by Representative Abante.
to the Committee on Ways and Means and the Committee on Senior Citizens,
House Bill 3712, amending the Philippine Identification System Act, by Representative Hernandez Ferdinand.
to the Committee on Population and Family Relations,
House Bills 3713 and 3714, declaring Naruron Falls, located in Ayaw, and Sea of Clouds in Binuangan, both in Dupax del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya, as ecotourism sites, by Representative Caiton.
to the Committee on Tourism,
House Bill 3715, establishing a national financial assistance program for licensure and bar examination takers, by Representative Caiton.
to the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Bill 3716, providing additional financial assistance for dialysis patients, by Representative Caiton.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3717, declaring October 2 of every year a special non-working holiday in Solano, Nueva Vizcaya, to be known as Solano Day, by Representative Caiton.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 3718, developing the ginger industry, establishing the Ginger Research and Development Center and the Ginger Subsidy Fund, by Representative Caiton.
to the Committee on Agricultural and Food,
House Bill 3719, providing for a national framework for interns' rights and welfare, by Representative Poe.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 3720, providing measures to protect individuals engaged in food, grocery, and pharmacy delivery services, by Representative Poe.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 3721, strengthening the functions of the negosyo centers, by Representative Poe.
to the Committee on Trade and Industry,
House Bill 3722, further amending the Magna Carta for persons with disabilities, by Representative Poe.
to the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities,
House Bill 3723, establishing a tripartite council to address unemployment, underemployment, and job skills mismatch, by Representative Poe.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 3724, providing for 200 pesos daily minimum wage increase for employees and workers in the private sector, by Representative Poe.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 3725, banning the use of mobile phones and other electronic gadgets by children less than 16 years of age in all public and private schools, by Representative Del Mar.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3726, protecting the mental well-being of the youth by providing policies for early intervention and prevention of suicide, by Representative Bautista Lim.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 3727, integrating a comprehensive disaster skills education program in the K-12 curriculum, by Representative Bautista Lim.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 3728, further amending Sections 6 and 9 of the Charter of the Palumpon Polytechnic State University, by Representative Gomez.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 3729, establishing the Philippine Eagle Center in the province of Bukidnon, by Representative Alba.
to the Committee on Natural Resources,
Resolutions. House Resolution 147, directing the appropriate House committee to conduct an inquiry on the rising death and active cases of leptospirosis disease in national and local public hospitals in the country by Representative Copilar.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 148, congratulating and commending the Band 94 Padakaki from Mexico, Pampanga for winning the Gold Rating and Outstanding Award at the 2025 Malaysia International Felda Band and Orchestra Festival by Representative Gonzales Alisa Micaela.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Resolution 149, urging the Secretary of Agriculture in coordination with the DAR to recommend to His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. the designation by proclamation of a 100-hectare portion of the ancestral domain of the Tiboli in Tiboli, South Cotabato as a military reservation camp by Representative Tuan.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Resolution 150, expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of Honorable Rufino Pinong S. Javier, former representative of the Lone Congressional District of Pasig City during the 8th, 9th, and 10th Congresses by Representative Romulo.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 151, congratulating Liam Casey Opolento for winning the silver medal at the 6th Copernicus Olympiad at Columbia University in New York City by Representative Lazatin.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Resolution 152, earnestly requesting His Excellency President Marcos to declare October 2, 2025 as a special non-working holiday in Solano, Nueva Vizcaya in commemoration of its 165th founding anniversary by Representative Cayton.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Resolution 153, directing the appropriate committee to conduct an inquiry on the implementation of the Electric Vehicle Industry Act in the public transport sector by Representative Benitez Alfredo.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 154, directing the appropriate committee to conduct an inquiry on the further optimization of the QR code feature of the national ID for all government-related transactions by Representative Benitez Alfredo.
To the Committee on Rules.
Message from the President. Message dated August 11, 2025, transmitting to the House of Representatives the following budget documents. Fiscal Year 2026 Budget of Expenditures and Sources of Financing, President's Budget Message for FY 2026, FY 2026 National Expenditures Program, Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and FY 2026 Staffing Summary.
To the Committee on Rules.
Communications, letter from the Records and Communications Division, General Services Department, Administrative Service of the Local Water Utilities Administration under control number 2025-062999, acknowledging receipt of the transmittal letter from the House of Representatives dated June 18, 2025, furnishing a copy of Committee Report number 1512 submitted by the Ad Hoc Committee on Marawi Rehabilitation and Victims' Compensation, House Resolutions numbered 101 and 1162.
To the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
Letters dated June 27, July 1, and 21, 2025 of the Graft Investigation and Prosecution Officer 3, Ombudsman Proper, Office of the Ombudsman, acknowledging receipt of the letters from the House of Representatives and informing that the said letters and attachments with attached copies of the following reports have been referred to the concerned divisions and Bureau for evaluation and appropriate action. Progress Report of the Committee on Public Accounts and Privileged Speech number 384, Committee Report number 1509 of the Committee on Public Accounts on House Resolution number 2148, Committee Report number 1511 by the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability on House Resolution number 1319, Committee Report number 1502 by the Committee on Public Accounts, Privileged Speech number 460, Committee Report number 1499 by the Committee on Public Accounts on House Resolution number 2102, Committee Report number 1492 by the Committee on Public Accounts on House Resolution number 1850, and Progress Report submitted by the Chairperson of the Committee on Public Accounts on House Resolution number 1918.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Committee Report number 1494 by the Committees on Public Accounts and Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, House Resolutions numbered 145 and 146.
To the Committee on Public Accounts and the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
Letter dated June 30, 2025 of the Chairperson, Commission on Philippine Overseas, Office of the President, submitting to the House of Representatives a copy of their CFO inputs at the House Committee Report on the malpractices of freight forwarders on the balikbayan boxes of overseas Filipinos.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers and Affairs.
Letter dated July 2, 2025 of the Presiding Justice on Deacon Bayan, acknowledging receipt of Committee Report number 1494 submitted by the Committee on Public Accounts and Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, House Resolutions numbered 145 and 146, and informing that the said report has been referred to the Commission on Audit and the Office of the Ombudsman's appropriate action.
To the Committee on Public Accounts and the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
Memorandum dated July 9, 2025 of the Undersecretary, Legal Affairs Office, DAR, copy furnished the Secretary General, House of Representatives, directing the Regional Director, Region 4A, DAR, to convene the Provincial Task Force on Illegal Conversion at DAR Provincial Office of Batangas to investigate and verify the findings of the Committee on Public Accounts of the House of Representatives in its Committee Report number 1499 dated June 10, 2025 on House Resolution number 2102.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated July 15 and 24, 2025 of the Director for Legal and Legislative Liaison Service, DILG, furnishing the House of Representatives with copies acknowledging receipt of the following. Committee Report number 1492, submitted by the Committee on Public Accounts and House Resolution number 1850. Committee Report number 1499, submitted by the Committee on Public Accounts and House Resolution number 2102, and Progress Report of the Committee on Public Accounts on Privileged Speech number 384.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letters dated August 4, 2025 of the Executive Secretary, Office of the President, Malacanang, transmitting 2 original copies each of the following Republic Acts, which were signed by President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. RA 12230, declaring a parcel of land in Paway, Ilocos Norte as the Paway Lake Protected Landscape, and RA 12231, optimizing the national government for efficient public service delivery.
To the Archives.
Report dated August 11, 2025 of the Honorable Secretary General, House of Representatives on copies of the following enrolled bills, which were transmitted on August 6, 2025 to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature, pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House, House Bills number 5555, 5834, 5839, 5840, 5842, 5848, 5849, 5852, 6013, 6551, 7500, 9155, 9332, 9470, 9493, 10181, 10408, 10619, 10698, 10885, 11038, 11042, 11163, 11167, 11185, 11189, 11130, 11301, 11302, and 11351. And the report dated August 11, 2025 of the Honorable Secretary General, House of Representatives on copies of House Bill numbers 10822 and 11299, which were transmitted on August 8, 2025 to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature, pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to defer the reading and approval of the journal of the previous session.
Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the session.
Session suspended.
Good afternoon. Dito first time ko po. We're done with reference.
Okay, so gagawin natin.
Today being Monday. Session resume na tayo, sir.
Session is now resumed.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we would like to acknowledge the guests of Deputy Speaker Honorable Ronaldo V. Puno, a representative of the 1st District of Antipolo City, Honorable Larry T. Onza, Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Bagong Nayon, Antipolo City, Honorable Jaime S. Rico Jr., Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Beverly Hills, Antipolo City, Honorable John Felix N. Fernan, Barangay Chairperson of Barangay de la Paz, Antipolo City, Honorable Marlon B. Zingapan, Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Mambugan, Antipolo City, Honorable Rico Paulo O. Estanislao, Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Mayamot, Antipolo City, Honorable Marcelo N. Young Jr., Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Buntin-Dilao, Antipolo City, Honorable Maria Gloria G. Salen, Barangay Chairperson of Barangay San Isidro, Antipolo City, Honorable Cirilo A. Tenorio, Barangay Chairperson of Barangay Santa Cruz, Antipolo City, Colonel Bartolome O. Marigondon, Honorable Christian J. C. Napales, Honorable Arnel M. Camacho, Mr. Ronaldo Miguel M. Puno, and Ms. Precious Carmia A. Puno.
Thank you. I would also like to welcome my guests from Antipolo City. Welcome to the House of the People. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we also request to acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Ricardo S. Cruz Jr. from the 1st District of Taguig, Pateros, the esteemed city officials of the City of Taguig, Mayor Maria Laarni L. Cayetano, Vice Mayor Arvin Ian V. Alit, City Administrator and former Secretary General of the House of Representatives, Attorney Jose Luis G. Montales, members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod and barangay leaders of the City of Taguig.
There. Guest of Honorable Cruz. Welcome to the House of the People. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to acknowledge the guests of our Majority Floor Leader, Honorable Ferdinand Alexander Marcos from the Lone District of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, Barangay Sapang Palay Proper, Barangay Captain Paulo Santa Maria and his Barangay Council, Barangay Fatima 1, Barangay Captain George S. Tablan Jr. and his Barangay Council, Barangay Fatima 2, Barangay Captain Pedro A. Padilla Jr. and his Barangay Council, Barangay Fatima 3, Barangay Captain Roberto Romano Mangabat and his Barangay Council, Barangay Fatima 4, Barangay Captain Ronnie S. Tabuzo and his Barangay Council, Barangay Fatima 5, Barangay Captain Edwin P. Obenita and his Barangay Council and staff. Next on the list, Mr. Speaker, I would like to recognize.
We welcome the guests of His Honor, Congressman Art Robes of San Jose City. Welcome to the House of the People.
Mr. Speaker, those mentioned guests are the guests of Honorable Arturo Robes. Next on the list, I would like to acknowledge the guests of Honorable Representative Leonel Jong Seniza from the 2nd District of Davao de Oro. Honorable Fahad Takasan Bagundang. Honorable Teodolo Raga. Honorable Elmer G. Codo. Honorable Elizabeth E. Mabiscay. Honorable Demetrio Arangcon Jr., Honorable Roger B. Arances, Honorable Jocelyn M. Gomez, Honorable Mark Lim, and Honorable Roel P. Alolino.
Welcome to the guests of Honorable Leonel Seniza. Welcome to the House of the Representatives.
Mr. Speaker, may we acknowledge and welcome to the House of Representatives the guests of Honorable Deputy Majority Leader Jose Bong Teves from the Municipality of Mabitac, Laguna, Mayor Al Reyes, Vice Mayor Oni Sana, Councilor Paulo Villanueva, Councilor Maggie De Luna, Councilor Rafi Eroma, Councilor Ferdinand Bobadilla, Councilor Jerry Fader, ABC President Leslie Retoriano, SK Fed Ray Denzel Cruz, Councilor Apollo Aguilar, and from the National Movement of Young Legislators, Laguna Chapter, its President, Councilor Attorney Ron Esquivel, and Vice President, Councilor Romar Merano.
Welcome to the guests of the Honorable Jose Bong Teves, our Deputy Majority Leader. Welcome to the House of the People. Majority
Mr.
Leader.
Speaker, also may we recognize and welcome the guests of Honorable Katrina Reiko Chuatay of the 1st District of Zamboanga City and the guests of Honorable Jerry Perez of the 2nd District of Zamboanga City, namely Barangay Captain Marcelito Olvinar of Barangay Ayala and his councilors, Barangay Captain Jimboy Pablo of Barangay Baluno and his councilors, Barangay Captain Alan Dagun of Barangay Kabatangan, Barangay Captain Michael Omaga of Barangay Calarian, Barangay Captain Antonio Deles and his councilors, Camino Nuevo, Barangay Captain Godofredo G. Sabordo Sr. of Barangay Canelar, together with their councilors, Barangay Captain Rayson Modillas of Barangay Kawit, together with the barangay councilors, Barangay Captain Marlon Atilano of Dulian Upper, Barangay Captain Ron Carlo Maravilla of Barangay Labuan and his councilors, Barangay Captain Antonio Lacaser of Barangay Limpapa, Barangay Captain Jubian Arive of Barangay Maasin, Barangay Captain Nixon Muksan of Barangay Mariki, Barangay Captain Marian Serna Pamukan or Councilor Marian Serna of Barangay Pamukatan, Barangay Captain Edeline B. Adriano of Barangay Patalon, Tan from Zone 5.
Welcome to our guests from Zamboanga City, guests of Honorable Katrina Reiko Chuatay, our Assistant Majority Leader of the Committee on Rules. Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we would like to recognize and welcome the guests of Honorable Faustino Michael T. D. III, Representative of Isabella's 5th District, Mayor Benedict C. Calderon of Rojas Isabela, with his punong barangay Estrelita Sayo, punong barangay Jose Baniked, punong barangay Domingo Balagan, punong barangay Ernesto Antonio, punong barangay Larry Landicho, punong barangay Jose Alcalde, punong barangay Johnny Dacusin, barangay Treasurer Mark Joton Sapla, Punong Barangay Joan E. Ramescal, Punong Barangay Joselito Domingo, Punong Barangay Marlene Bautista, Punong Barangay Virgilio Bueno, Barangay Kagawad Florencio Eugenio, Punong Barangay Ferdinand Ladaran, Punong Barangay Arturo Ramos, Punong Barangay Jovencio Egipto, Punong Barangay Girly Ladiero, and Punong Barangay Alex Tolentino. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, we welcome the guests of the Honorable Faustino Michael T.D. III from Isabela. Welcome to the House of the People. Lord Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd like to welcome and recognize also the guests of Honorable Faustino Michael T.D. III of Isabela 5th District, Police Senior Master Sergeant Mizel Naive, Police Corporal Stephanie Paura, Police Corporal Jennifer Senyo, and Police Corporal Pia Lynn Fabros. Mr. Speaker.
Welcome to the House of Representatives. Lord Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we would like to recognize the guests of Honorable Milagros Aquino Magsaysay of United Senior Citizen Party List. They are from the University of Santo Tomas Asian Studies Program. Aniken Aquino, Joanna Bernice Ramos, Avril Nadine de la Cruz, Denise Nicola Bautista, Mary Juvie de Guzman, Matthew Dominic Estidola, Aaron Cedric Salanga, Christian Michael Matias, Danichelle Dizon, and Gea Lorraine Bregonia.
Welcome to our guests from the University of Santo Tomas.
Mr. Speaker, we would also like to recognize the guests of Honorable Elijah San Fernando from Kamangagawa Party List. Melody A. Adao, Annabel S. Libantino, Ligaya E. Ragaza, Joanna A. Libres, Jeffrey Cito A. Libres, Benito R. Santos, and Julieta E. Benitua.
We welcome the guests of Honorable San Fernando. Lord Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd like to recognize and acknowledge the guest of Representative Eric Olivares from the 1st District of the City of Parañaque. John Gabriel Opresio, gold medalist of the 11th Tirak Taekwondo International Tournament of 2025. Attorney Rowena Soriano, mother of John Gabriel Opresio, and Chairman Mar Jimenez of Barangay Don Bosco, City of Parañaque.
Welcome to our champion from the City of Parañaque. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Lord Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we would also like to acknowledge the guests of Deputy Majority Leader Honorable Ivan Howard A. Ginto of the 1st District of Capiz and Honorable Nathaniel M. Oducado of One Tahanan Party List. Punong barangays from the province of Capiz, Barangay Chairperson Genesis de la Cruz, Barangay Chairperson Edgardo Davidas Jr., Barangay Chairperson Dino De Tanlan, Barangay Chairperson Guillermo Delfin, Barangay Chairperson Teodi Degones, Barangay Chairperson Romeo Cabidog, Barangay Chairperson Editha D, Barangay Chairperson Annalisa Dorado, Barangay Chairperson Lesita De Malata, Barangay Chairperson Lenny Dagoma, Barangay Chairperson Vivian Dublado, Barangay Chairperson Juan Banlite, Barangay Chairperson Ruperto De Hapa, Barangay Chairperson Basilio D, Barangay Chairperson Rosemary H, Barangay Chairperson Eleazar Delfin, Barangay Chairperson Romeo Cabidog, Barangay Chairperson Julie Burrio, and Barangay Chairperson J. Del Mundo.
Welcome to our guests from Capiz, guests of Honorable Deputy Majority Leader Ginto and Honorable Oducado. Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we request to acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Antonino G. Calixto from the Lone District of Pasay City and the Honorable Jaime R. Fresnedi from the Lone District of the City of Muntinlupa, former Senator and Secretary of Foreign Affairs Alberto Romulo and wife Lovely Romulo.
It's our honor to welcome our former Senator and Secretary of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Alberto Romulo, and his wife, Lovely Romulo. Welcome to your House of Representatives, Mr. Senator. Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we also request to acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Rosemary Panotes from the 2nd District of Camarines Norte, former Vice Mayor Tina Zantua Arevalo, Councilor Manuel Obusan, Councilor Neil Obusan, Punong Barangay Arnolfo Ocan, Punong Barangay Jovito Abanes, Punong Barangay Nestor Dasilio, Punong Barangay Samson Sario, Kagawad Mariano Ayaw, Kagawad Armin Ibasco, Kagawad Jonathan Arsiga, Kagawad Arminda Ginto, Kagawad Roldan Hernandez, and Kagawad Jonine Edora.
We welcome our guests from the 2nd District of Camarines Norte, the guests of the Honorable Rosemary Conejos Panotes. Welcome. Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may I request to acknowledge the guests of Honorable Representative Arnan C. Panaligan, 1st Congressional District from the province of Oriental Mindoro, led by its Liga President, Dennis Rojas, and City Director, DILG Calapan City, Eufrasio Forones Jr. Mr. Speaker, would like
The guests of Honorable Arnan Panaligan are welcome to the House of Representatives. Lord Leader.
Likewise, Mr. Speaker, would like to recognize again the guests of Representative Arnan C. Panaligan from the 1st Congressional District from the province of Oriental Mindoro, led by its, from the municipality of Puerto Galera, Oriental Mindoro, led by its Punong Barangay, Liga ng mga Barangay President, Melchor Halag. Mr. Speaker.
Welcome to the guests of the Honorable Panaligan from Calapan City, Oriental Mindoro. Lord Leader.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules, today being a Monday, I move to open the privilege hour.
There's a motion to open the privilege hour. Is there any second? Any objections? Chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from Party List APEC, Representative Sergio Dagook, to avail of the privilege hour.
There's a motion to recognize Representative Sergio Dagook. Any objections? Chair hears none. Congressman Dagook is recognized. Please proceed to the lectern.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Leader. Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of this honorable chamber, I rise today on a matter of personal and collective privilege. If we can remember, in 1992, the Philippine government opened the skies through Executive Order number 219. We liberalized the airline industry to break monopolies, encourage competition, and lower fares for our people. It was a bold move meant to give everyone and Maria more choices in air travel, whether to visit loved ones, explore our islands, or grow our businesses. But 3 decades later, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I stand here not to appreciate nor celebrate that policy, but to call attention to its unintended consequences, problems that affect not just nameless passengers, but also this representation personally. In my own experience for the last 6 years, when I was a member of this Congress, sa 2 termino ko, linggo-linggo po akong umuwi every Thursday, then return every Sunday. Mr. Speaker, I have suffered what millions of our constituents complain about: sudden flight cancellations. Alam ko, lalo na kami sa Mindanao, yung mga nagbibiyahe Manila, Cagayan, Manila, Butuan na mga members of this House, alam nila, ganon. Not only sudden flight cancellations, but exorbitant fares and the feeling that there is nowhere to turn when the airlines fail to deliver goods services. A few months ago, Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, I wrote and sent a letter complaint through the Civil Aeronautics Board. That was me. This is to bring to their attention the frequent cancellation and change of flight date without my knowledge, without my consent. This is done by a certain airlines to the inconvenience of me. And I know this also happens in a lot of passengers. I am sure that I am only one of the thousands of Filipinos who have experienced the same. Napakaraming beses na po na kinansila ng airline na ito ang biyahe ko. Kahapon nga lang, kinansila na naman without an advance notice. Kaya hindi ko na napuntahan ang mga dapat kong puntahan, yung mga appointment, o napilitan akong ipagpaliban ang mga ito na talaga namang napakaabala at nakakasama dahil huli na ng lahat bago mo malaman yung kanselasyon, nasa airport ka na. In one particular case, Mr. Speaker, after my flight was canceled without prior notice, as I mentioned earlier, I lodged a complaint through the Civil Aeronautics Board, and it reached the airline. The reply from the airline was chilling, not because of the tone, but because of its implication. They told me through that letter, and I quote, "Since the guest agreed to our general terms and conditions of carriage upon booking, any request for an investigation or the enforcement of penalties or administrative actions against the company would not be applicable." Mayroon palang ganon sa ating bansa na Wala nang nagagawa yung gobyerno dahil pumipirma ka na. Kung magpabook naman tayo, hindi naman natin online na, hindi naman natin binasa yung kanilang mga terms and conditions. Hindi ko alam anong ginagawa ng ating Civil Aeronautics Board. So masahod lang ba sila? Hindi nila nire-review yung mga patakaran ng ating mga airlines? Mr. Speaker, kung ganito po ang pananaw ng mga airline companies, na porket kumuha tayo ng ticket, automatic na pumirma tayo sa terms and conditions, wala na tayong karapatang magreklamo. Para ni rin po nilang sinasabi, wala kang laban. Dahil kumuha ka ng ticket, automatic na pinirmahan mo. Parang sinasabi nila, nasa isang click lang, dahil online yung booking, isinuko na ng pasahero ang lahat ng kanyang karapatan. Yung Passenger Bill of Rights na inilabas ng Civil Aeronautics Board. Napakalaki nung nakalagay sa airport. Passenger Bill of Rights. Dapat palitan nila yun ng Passenger Bill All Rights na dahil wala ka ng rights. This is not an isolated case. Data from the Civil Aeronautics Board itself show that in 2020, there were 2,691 domestic flight complaints, a staggering increase from only 712 in 2019 and 544 in 2018, but a 278% jump in just 1 year. In June 2023, a Senate hearing revealed over 3,000 public complaints against just one airline, including delays, cancellations, and rebookings without adequate notice or compensation. Refunds have also become a nightmare. Passengers have reported waiting months for refunds from canceled flights with some cases dragging even longer. During those months, they endure financial distress and frustration with no clear resolution in sight. Kasi sasabihin lang ng Civil Aeronautics Board, wala na kaming magagawa dyan dahil deregulated. Mr. Speaker, deregulation was meant to create competition, but it has also created a space where government hands are tied. Through deregulation, our CAB has lost much of its power to regulate fares, penalize abusive practices, or enforce meaningful service standards. Today, airlines can impose significant fare difference on the same route, on the same travel date, without explaining why. Ngayon nga lang, bago ako pumasok sa plenary, mag-book ako para pag-uwi ko sa Huwebes. Nadili lang ng konti dahil sa signal ng ating wifi, yung 5,800, pagbukas, 17,000 na kaagad. Minuto lang yon, nagbago na kaagad yung amount. They can cancel or reschedule flights without adequate notice. They hide behind their terms and conditions to avoid accountability. Sa totoo lang, Mr. Speaker, sino po ang talo? Ang ordinaryong pasahero. Marami na ring mga kababayan natin ang nawala ng tiwala sa ating sistema ng air travel. Sila po ang mga OFW na pauwi na sana para makasama ang pamilya, pero naiwan sa airport. Sila po ang mga turista na nawala ng biyahe at pira. Sila po ang mga negosyanteng na antala ang meeting dahil sa walang paunang abiso ng mga airlines. Basta-basta na lang, ililipat ka sa flight. Kahapon ang flight ko, 1:15, nilipat ng alas 6 ng gabi. Kung hindi ako nagreklamo, saka ako binalik sa 2:30. Biruin mo yan, pwede naman pala nilang ilipat-lipat kahit anong oras. We cannot simply accept that this is the price of the regulation. We cannot say, ganyan talaga. Kasi puro ganyan talaga ang sagot ng Civil Aeronautics Board. The aviation sector is too important for tourism, for commerce, for regional development, for the basic mobility of our people. That is why today I am bringing this matter to the attention of this honorable chamber that I will be filing House resolution to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the state of domestic and international civil aviation liberalization policy with the end in view of strengthening consumer protection and promoting a fair, efficient, and reliable air transportation sector. We must ask, does the current liberalization framework still serve the public interest or interest lang ng mga airlines na ilan? How do we restore the government's capability to protect passengers from unfair fares and sudden cancellations? What mechanisms can we create so that the terms and conditions cannot override the fundamental rights of every passenger? Kahapon pagdating namin, late na nga, delayed na nga, matagal ka makababa dahil wala sa bridge. Bababa ka na naman, isasakay ka ng bus. Nagtitipid para warang maraming bus ang lilipatan, parang nagpapalitan na kayo ng mukha doon sa bus. Dahil sa siksikan. My dear colleagues, Mr. Speaker, this is not an attack on competition, nor is it an attempt to return to a monopoly. This is about accountability. This is about ensuring that the promise of the regulation to give better, cheaper, and more reliable air services to the people is actually fulfilled by that executive order. Because in the end, Mr. Speaker, ang gusto lang naman ng ating mga kababayan ay simple. Ano ang binayaran nila ay siyang serbisyo na kanilang makukuha. Walang palusot, walang pasubali, walang tinatago sa likod ng terms and conditions. At dapat hindi mawalan ng authority ang ating mga regulatory government agency like the Civil Aeronautics Board. Kasi kung wala na rin silang silbi, magkakaroon na tayo ng budget hearing, eh di na natin bigyan ng pondo. Ano pang silbi nila? Kung ang kanilang isasagot sa reklamo, nung susulat ka, ay wala na kami magawa dahil deregulated na. Eh kung ganon, dapat zero ang budget nila. So, in the end, I hope na this August chamber will look into it. Dahil marami po tayong mga membro dito, pamilya, at in general, ang mga kababayan natin na gumagamit po ng ating, sumasakay ng ating airlines araw-araw. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from Kongzia Ajong for his interpellation, Mr. Speaker.
Kong Si Jong is recognized. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, may I ask, will the gentleman from the APIC party list honor this representation for few questions I'd like to ask of him, Mr. Speaker?
My pleasure, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm particularly interested in the subject matter because, like the good gentleman from Mindanao, I also often travel Manila and to Cagayan de Oro. And so every week, we do actually purchase tickets and do avail of the air passenger services. I'm particularly also, I know the exact concerns of the gentleman when he mentioned certain services na hindi na bibigay ng ating mga airline companies. So I'd like to ask him, because these are all familiar experiences. I mean, most of us here travel, no, if not domestically, but internationally. But more often than not, we also experience this burden that somehow imposed upon us because we don't have a choice. We don't know the cancellation of flights, the rescheduling of flights, etc. We understand that there are other factors that we need also to consider, like climate, the weather, etc. But there are also some issues that to me is somehow unfair on the part of the passengers. I'd like to ask you, Mr. Speaker, because in so many instances where I experience as a passenger, yung involuntary offloading, especially during passenger season. And I know this, Mr. Speaker, because every year we send an annual Hajj delegation to Saudi Arabia. And in this passenger season, most of our passengers are not informed beforehand that their seats have been transferred to another passenger, or they are simply been informed on the counter mismo that they've been offloaded. What does the good gentleman say about this kind of services that most of our passengers, even not during passenger season, but even regular days and regular yung flight, wherein a passenger has not been informed beforehand, when he goes to the airport, malalaman lang niya na offload siya. What does the good gentleman say about this? How do we address this problem?
Yun na nga, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleague, no? Yun na nga, isa sa mga problema na dapat pag-usapan dito sa Kongreso, kasi iisa lang naman ang sagot palagi ng CAB. No? Deregulated na, wala na kaming magawa. Pero kung pupunta ka sa airport, napakalaki yung billboard doon. Passenger Bill of Rights. Inisa-isa yung Cagayan. Tutulungan mo na lang, 2 bisis ako. So, siksikan, walang boarding bridge, siksikan sa bus, nagtitipid ng bus. So, lahat ng problema nandiyan na. Yung sinasabi mo na i-upload, isa lang yan. So that's why I felt na kailangan na nating pag-usapan to sa appropriate committee of this House. Ano bang gagawin natin dyan sa deregulation na yan? I'm not saying na ibalik natin sa regulated, but kailangan nating pag-usapan na may matira ding authority yung ating government agency. Otherwise, kung nalusaw na talaga yung authority ng government agency na yan, bakit pa natin pupunduhan yung kanyang existence?
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I think for my last question na lang, no, Mr. Speaker, I do agree, 100% do agree with the gentleman's position that we need to review itong position ng deregulation because it affects all of us. No? Especially from members of this Congress who often go home to Mindanao and to Visayas, Mr. Chair. Ang nakita ko lang, Mr. Chair, no, para sa akin as a frequent passenger, when you buy a plane ticket, you do not actually buy per se, no, your seat, but you're actually purchasing services. Am I correct?
Correct, Mr. Speaker.
So if, for example, your flight has not been, hindi mo pa nasakay yung ticket, halimbawa, ibig sabihin, the services has not yet been consummated. Am I correct?
Correct, Mr. Speaker.
If the services has not yet consummated, would the gentleman agree with me that that the passenger, the one who bought these services, which has not been consummated, also has the right, 100% right to know and be informed about the details of when, how, and where these services are to be delivered. Am I correct, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. That is correct po.
So, Mr. Chair, yung sinasabi po nilang bigla-biglaan as a part of transparency, as a right of the passengers, nandun ka na sa pre-boarding area, biglang nagkaroon ng problema, hindi dumating halimbawa yung aeroplano o may nagkaroon ng mechanical problem, and suddenly you are asked to wait for several hours. E karamihan, Mr. Speaker, mga PWD, may mga senior citizens, may mga passenger na kailangan umuwi sa oras na yon at sa day na yon. And wala pang mga announcement that there will be another schedule or another aircraft that they will be used to service them, to bring them to wherever destination they want to be. Ang sinasabi lang is additional services. Hindi mo alam, may engine trouble. Hindi mo alam, may mechanical problem. Hindi mo alam, di pa rin dumating. Will the gentleman agree with me, Mr. Chair, that since we are now living in a globalized community, that everyone is connected, not only virtually, but even the physical transportation from one location to another, would the gentleman agree with me that it is about high time that we must be the passengers, or as a form of policy, that we must inform honest-to-goodness information to those passengers who have been asked to wait because of certain delays. Kung ano yung rason, it's either engine trouble, it's either hindi pa dumating yung eroplano, it's either may problema sa offloading, etc. Will the gentleman agree with me that it's about time that instead of giving us just technical phrases like additional servicing, the passengers have the right to know exactly what are the reasons for the delay or for the cancellation of their flight, so that they can also be the avail of the services that has not been consummated, na hindi pa naibigay sa kanila, deliver sa kanila, may option sila whether to rebook or to change their flight, and the charges would also be taken out or also be charged from the air companies or airline companies for kung kasi sila yung hindi nakabigay na deliver nila yung kanilang part of the bargain, which is purchasing services, and they have not delivered their services well. The gentleman agree with me?
I agree 101%, Mr. Speaker, that the passenger has the right to be informed on the real reason. The real reason. Kasi sila ay mayroon na silang parang template doon sa mga counter nila na babasahin lang ng mga naka-assign na attendant na servicing, additional servicing, template yun na babasahin. Kaya hindi nila sinasabi kung ano yung totoong dahilan bakit may delay. Dahil nagbabasa lang ng template yung mga nandun. That's why kailangan pag-usapan to sa Kongreso kasi trabaho natin dito sa Kongreso na pag-aralan yung deregulated airline industry na yan kung mayroon tayong dapat babaguhin or mayroon tayong amindahan.
Thank you for that answers, Mr. Chair, Mr. Speaker. Again, I'd like to support the position of the good gentleman from Party List APEC, and sana po yung committee na mag-hear po ng itong panukalang proposition po ng ating kagalang-galang na representante ay mabigyang panahon, oras at panahon para po masolusyonan itong problema na lahat po tayo ay apektado. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the Representative Dagook for
thank you, my colleague, gentleman from Lanao del Sur. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the restroom.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended. Mag-ano lang. Interpellation. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman, Honorable Representative Rufus Rodriguez, for his interpellation.
Congressman Rodriguez is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to ask our distinguished representative, Sergio Dagook, if he would be amenable to some interventions from this representation.
My pleasure, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished gentleman from the city of from the city of Smile.
And the paradise island of Mindanao. Mr. Speaker, I would talk about the legal aspects. I am concerned that the Honorable Dagook has stated that there is no more authority, administrative regulation by the CAB. Is that your statement?
That is based on my understanding on the reason of one of the airline where I lodged my complaint regarding several times na they keep on canceling and transferring to another date. Now, instead of giving me the real reason,
did he answer you?
They just answered me, which I again reiterate to quote, since the guest agreed to our general terms and conditions of carriage upon booking, any request for an investigation or the enforcement of penalties or administrative actions against the company would not be applicable. Based on that statement on their later reply, so I presume na nawalan na ng authority si Civil Aeronautics Board.
The Civil Aeronautics Board has always the regulatory powers against any erring airline. The meaning of deregulation in 1992 is that there will be no more single airline, because before it was monopolized by Philippine Airlines. That is the deregulation. But, Mr. Speaker, two principles are involved here. One is the contract of carriage. When you buy a ticket and they commit to also transport you, immediately a contract of carriage is created under the Civil Code of the Philippines. Now, in case of violations, certainly the administrative side of CAB should look into complaints. And the second principle that they say is that you agreed. In the ticket, there are so many fine prints there, correct? Yes. But the Supreme Court already ruled that these fine prints, on a take it or leave it basis, is what you call in French as contrat d'adhésion, contract of adhesion, that you have to just take it or leave it, and since you're going to fly, you take it. And so, in many occasions, the Supreme Court has said that these contracts of adhesion will not be followed at all times, but the courts will have to determine its liability of the other party. And so, firstly, therefore, our SCAB should not say that, oh, you cannot complain because you have purchased a ticket and the terms and conditions are in fine print, which you cannot even read unless with magnifying glasses. So it's already decided that that will not be a shield to responsibility. And so therefore, if there is a violation of contract of carriage, meaning it is delayed, it's already a violation, there's a time. Our airlines have a time of the flight. If very much delayed, canceled, then immediately is the civil liability for damages of contract of carriage. Now, there will be two possible redress of the passenger. One really is to the administrative fine against the airline upon investigation by the CAB. Now, in the budget hearing, we will ask them, and the congressman will ask them, are you telling us that we have no more jurisdiction because we bought the ticket and there is a fine print there? Because then we will say that in many cases, the Supreme Court, these are kinds of contracts called contract d'adhesion or contract of adhesion, And this is a take it or leave it basis. It is the contracting party, the buyer is always on the below, is always disadvantaged. And therefore, and I think Attorney Shell is listening, clearly, there can be an action both administratively with CAB. They cannot say that, you bought already, you are bound by the contract that is on the ticket. No. Many cases it has been rolled out to be the policy is to go into the violation. And secondly, this is therefore there is now a cause of action, and that is the violation of the contract of carriage. So therefore, it's very clear that they cannot shield themselves on that. And so I sympathize with Congressman Dagook because, every week he leaves for Butuan or Cagayan de Oro. Every week I leave also. I fly on Thursday morning after our session on Wednesday. And that is the situation of those from Mindanao. We have here also Majority Leader Zia Adyong. So we always do that. And so let's go when they will come here and always impress on them that they can really investigate and for the administrative penalty. Now, the only thing why this goes on, because our passengers don't have the time, it's so expensive to complain, to file in court. You might have all the basis for a contract of carriage violation, but, for this particular instance, is it worth it to get a lawyer like me who will charge so much? Attorney Chell does not, only me, when I was practicing. So therefore, normally, it didn't. So therefore, the proper thing is to be able to have the administrative, because it's fast, administrative proceedings. So let's have that. So, Mr. Speaker, I would support the privileged speech and the requested action that this be referred to the committee to also not wait for the budget hearing, but to have an investigation so that all our passengers are given their Bill of Rights of passengers the chance to be able to call to for action the violations on these contracts of carriage by different airlines. Thank you, our distinguished Senador Dagook, and also Majority Leader and Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished colleague from Cagayan de Oro. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Leader.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech and its interpellation of the Honorable Dagook to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of Honorable Dagook is referred to the Committee on Rules for appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the visitors of the Honorable Congresswoman Aniela Bianca D. Tolentino. They are local leaders from the 8th District of Cavite, namely Mr. Jesus Antazo, Mr. Mark Hayson Mamorbor, Mr. Salvador Gubio Jr., Mr. Roylan Ortiz, Mr. Marte Aure, and Ms. Alexia Jaira Anand. Mr. Speaker.
We welcome the guests of the Honorable Congresswoman Aniela Bianca D. Tolentino, Mr. Jesus Antaso, Mark Jason Mamorbor, Salvador Gubio, Roylan Ortiz, Marte Aure, Alexia Jaira Anand. Welcome to the House of Representatives.
Likewise, may we also recognize the visitors of the Honorable Congressman Miro Kimbo. They are Marikina students participating in the Legislators for a Day program. They are Princess Gail Cutamora, John Benedict Aban, and Mr. Christian Gonzalez. Mr. Speaker.
We'd like to welcome the guest of the Honorable Miro S. Kimbo, a representative of the 2nd District of Marikina, Princess Gail Cutamora, John Benedict Aban, Christian Gonzalez. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from 3rd District, Palawan, the Honorable Representative Gil Cabarangay Jr. Costa, to avail of the privilege hour. Mr. Speaker.
Representative Jill Acosta is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Madam Majority Floor Leader. Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, I rise today on a matter of urgent public concern and national dignity. Noong ika-4 po ng Agosto, 2025, nasaksihan sa lungsod ng Puerto Princesa ang isang kakaibang pangyayari. Isang nagliliyab na liwanag sa kalangitan, kasunod ng isang malakas at dumadagundong na pagsabog na yumanig sa lupa at nagdulot ng pangamba sa ating mga kababayan. Kinumpirma, kalaunan na ito ay pinaghihinalaang mga pira-pirasong metal na nagmula sa Long March 12, rocket na inulunsad ng People's Republic of China. Mr. Speaker, while we recognize the remarkable strides of nations in space exploration, and we respect the peaceful aspirations behind these endeavors, we must also assert firmly yet respectfully that the safety of our citizens and the integrity of our sovereign territory must never be compromised. And it is of paramount importance to us, especially here in the House of the People. Ayon po sa Philippine Space Agency, ang mga tinutukoy na drop zones ay napakalapit sa Puerto Princesa City, ang kabisera ng lalawigan ng Palawan, na may populasyon na mahigit 300,000 katao, at sa Tubataha Reef Natural Park, isang napakahalagang marine sanctuary sa Pilipinas. Bagamat walang nasaktan, ang insidente ay nagdulot ng panganib sa mga eroplano, mangingisda at mga komunidad. Mr. Speaker, this is not a call for confrontation. Ito po ay panawagan para sa pananagutan, transparency at mutual respect sa pagitan ng ating mga bansa dito sa Asia. Hinihikayat natin ang mga regional partners, lalo na yaong may mga aktibong space programs, na sundin ang mga internasyonal na alituntunin sa abiso at koordinasyon. At this juncture, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, we must highlight a glaring issue. China, with its vast territory, the third largest in the world, spanning almost 9.6 million square kilometers, has ample uninhabited or remote areas within its borders that could serve as safer drop zones for space debris. In contrast, the Philippines, with barely 300,000 square kilometers of total area, is made up of densely populated islands and ecologically fragile zones. The repeated endangerment of our territory by foreign rocket debris is not only careless, it is profoundly unjust. Let this chamber reaffirm its commitment to the protection of our people, the preservation of our natural heritage, and the pursuit of peaceful cooperation in the region. Palakasin po natin ang ating mga ahensya, paigtingin ang kakayahan sa pagpapamanman, at isulong ang mahinahong diplomatikong dialogo. Ang lalawigan ng Palawan ay hindi lamang isang lalawigan. Ito ay bantay ng West Philippine Sea, kalasag ng ating bansa, duyan ng biodiversity, at sagisag ng ating pambansang pagkakakilanlan. Ang kanyang kalangitan, karagatan, at kalupaan ay nararapat bantayan at igalang. Ang kanyang mga mamamayan ay dapat arugain at proteksyonan. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker, naway magkaisa ang kapulungang ito sa pagtatanggol ng dangal ng ating Republika.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Acosta to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of Honorable Acosta is referred to the Committee on Rules for appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended. will now resume. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentle lady from 8th District of Cavite, Honorable Representative Aniela Bianca Tolentino, to avail of the privilege hour.
The Honorable Aniela Tolentino is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, just weeks ago, Typhoon Krising, Dante, and Emong swept through the country, bringing destructive winds, torrential rains, and massive flooding. Lives were lost, homes were destroyed, and communities across the Philippines were once again left to pick up the pieces. Last month, my own home province of Cavite was placed under a state of calamity after severe flooding ravaged towns and cities, damaging homes, crippling livelihoods, and displacing thousands of families. These are not isolated incidents. They are part of a worsening and undeniable pattern. The Philippines is hit by an average of 20 tropical cyclones a year with increasing intensity and destructive power, fueled by the climate crisis. Each event takes a toll, not just on our infrastructure, but on our people, our economy, and our collective future. Mr. Speaker, this is not just an environmental concern. This is a national emergency. The World Risk Report 2024 once again ranks the Philippines as the most disaster-prone country in the world for the third consecutive year, with a World Risk Index of 46.91 among 193 countries surveyed. The Department of Finance estimates that climate-related disasters have cost us $506.1 billion in the last decade, nearly $50 billion each year, and that number is rising. The cost of inaction is staggering. Beyond the financial losses, these disasters erode progress on poverty reduction and deepen inequality, keeping vulnerable Filipinos trapped in a devastating cycle of loss and recovery. Billions in damages annually and entire communities set back by decades in their development. Mr. Speaker, during the 18th Congress, the House adopted Resolution number 1377, declaring a climate and environmental emergency, and calling on all government agencies and local governments to fully implement our climate, environmental, and disaster reduction laws. Yet since then, progress has been slow and fragmented, and the urgency of the crisis has not been matched by the scale and speed of our actions. In the 18th Congress, we stood in this very hall and declared a national climate emergency, recognizing the scientific reality before us and the moral duty we bear as leaders of one of the most climate-vulnerable nations on Earth. Today, in the 20th Congress, I rise to redeclare that climate emergency, not as a mere echo of past words, but as a renewed and urgent call to action in the face of devastating events we have just endured. This redeclaration must be amended for execution. So I urge this body to, number one, pass climate-forward bills without delay, including the priority measures of the Committee on Climate Change, such as the Low Carbon Economy Bill, the Coastal Management Bill, the peatlands conservation, and the climate accountability, alongside other measures that accelerate renewable energy, strengthen disaster risk reduction, and promote climate-resilient agriculture. Number two, to champion data-driven and science-based decision-making to ensure that our climate policies are responsive to the actual risks and vulnerabilities faced by Filipino communities. Number three, strengthen the capacity of local government units and national agencies to plan, implement, and monitor effective climate adaptation and mitigation strategies. And number four, institutionalize strong oversight and accountability mechanisms so that every peso allocated for climate action delivers real, measurable results. As the budget season approaches, we intend to look into the alignment of public climate spending with the National Climate Change Action Plan, or the NCCAP. Although there was an absolute increase in the climate budget between 2016 and 2023, it amounted only to 7.2% of the primary budget as a whole on average, and never higher than 10%. Hardly enough to support the claim of whole of government approach to climate change response required under the Climate Change Act of 2009. The climate crisis is here. Every storm, every flood, and every drought is not just an isolated event, but a part of a cruel rhythm that strikes the poorest and the most vulnerable among us year after year. Every storm, every flood, every drought is a warning that delay is deadly. Mr. Speaker, I stand before you today as the newly elected chairperson of the House Committee on Climate Change and as one of the youngest members of this chamber, born between the millennial and the Gen Z cohorts, the generation that will inherit a world with worsening environmental and climate conditions and potentially greater social instability if we do not put our acts together. I speak not only for myself, but for the millions of young Filipinos who are calling on us, their leaders, to confront this crisis with courage, urgency, and foresight, so that the future we inherit will not be one we can live in and not one we must merely survive. Declaring an emergency means nothing unless we act on it. Let us match our words with the courage and urgency this moment demands. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from One Tahanan Party List, Nathaniel Odocado, for his interpellation, Mr. Speaker.
The Congressman from One Tahanan Party List is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the honorable representative from the 8th District of Cavite yield to a few questions?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The honorable representative mentioned earlier, Mr. Speaker, that there has already been a declaration in the 18th Congress. May we know what did Congress do or the government do after that declaration? And at the same time, what happened in the 19th Congress?
So in the 19th Congress, the House was able to pass Republic Act 12019, or an act granting juridical personality and legal capacity to the board of the fund for responding to loss and damage due to climate change. And also there were 4 priority bills, if I'm not mistaken, that reached third reading last 19th Congress. The bills I mentioned earlier, but it only reached third reading, so we plan to refile them this 20th Congress.
Follow-up question, Mr. Speaker. Given those measures in the declaration, is there still a need for a redeclaration of a climate change emergency?
I believe so, because the climate emergency is both timely and necessary. The Philippines continues to experience severe and unpredictable weather events, as recent events showed. Extreme heat, intensified typhoons, and heavy rainfall, which are all connected to the global climate change patterns.
Last question, Mr. Speaker. The honorable representative mentioned earlier that there's an allocation of around 7.6% of the budget to address climate change concerns. Is this not enough? And if it is not enough, what does the representative suggest? How much do we allocate to address sufficiently the concerns on climate change?
Our climate change law does not mention a specific percentage, but I think the House of Representatives should listen to the Climate Change Commission, because they have the expertise and the knowledge to allocate the proper budget for climate change actions.
Thank you, Representative Tolentino. Thank you, Majority Leader, and thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Speaker. No further questions from this representation.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman, Honorable Rufus Rodriguez, for his interpellation.
Honorable Rufus Rodriguez, recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Majority Leader. First of all, I would address the Honorable Aniela as the Honorable Representative from Antipolo. We never call ladies here gentle ladies, because ladies are always gentle, while we gentlemen are not always gentle. So the Honorable, I never use the gentle lady, so I'm sorry to the Majority Leader, but certainly ladies are always gentle. So they are called the Honorable Legislator, the Congresswoman, no need. But for gentlemen, we have to remind gentlemen like me to be gentle. That's why we have to be gentlemen. All right. So let me congratulate. I am one of the authors of declaring a climate emergency in our country because the floods have been coming. Cagayan de Oro, December 16, 2011, the Sendong really killed 1,200 residents along the banks of the Cagayan de Oro River, and 300 up to now have not been found. They've been missing. So we experienced that, and that is why we have attended fora on, this is now the byword in terms of climate change. Climate change adaptation and disaster risk mitigation. Those are the lingo already in relation to climate change. Then, climate change adaptation, all governments, all programs of the government should be geared towards two things. One is climate change adaptation. So we adapt, we put measures to adapt, to counter climate change. And then the other one is disaster risk mitigation. We will mitigate the risk of disasters. Because there's no such thing as natural disasters. We have always man-made disasters. Whether because, there is no preparation for disasters that normally comes, and therefore the man is responsible for all this and all the things they do against the climate, against the environment. So I just would like to congratulate. I am really here to congratulate the chairperson of the Climate Change Committee, because she is coming out already by the statements that the committee will now prioritize what are the legislation that we should be able to approve in the 20th Congress for climate change adaptation and disaster risk mitigation. May we know from our distinguished chairperson what are the important bills lined up so that as early as now, we're able to know what will be the focus of the Committee on Climate Change.
So our first one is the low carbon economy bill. We already had our initial briefings last week with our stakeholders from the private sector.
This is what again? The
low carbon economy bill.
Low carbon bill.
Yes.
Yes, because we are asked by the Conference of Parties, COP30 in Belém, Brazil, in November, to come out with our nationally determined contribution against carbon imprint. So thank you. That's a very good first thing to do. What else, Madam Chair?
The second one is the integrated coastal management with coastal green belts bill.
Also, because precisely we have so much coast, 6,741 islands. 6,741 islands. So thank you. What else? You see, it's very good. He has laid down already the way to go forward. What's the next one?
We have the peatlands conservation bill. Peatlands, so the special wetlands storing carbon in the coastal areas that release greenhouse gases. So basically we have a bill on how to conserve it and handle it properly so that we don't release the big amount of greenhouse gases stored in those peatlands.
Also very important. So what is the fourth one?
We have the climate accountability bill and carbon rights bill. So
practically, Mr. Speaker, these are as delineated by our studious chairperson who has studied all the bills already filed. Even before there has been no organizational meeting, she has already come out with what are the thrusts. And we congratulate, therefore, the Honorable Ardela Tolentino for this particular privileged speech. And I would like to, therefore, co-author those bills that you say will be for the interest of climate change adaptation and disaster risk mitigation. Congratulations and thank you,
Representative.
for distinguished
Thank you.
lady. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Representative Aniela Tolentino of Cavite and its interpellation to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of Honorable Aniela Tolentino is referred to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to extend the privilege hour for another 60 minutes to allow other members who registered from the Committee on Rules to avail of the privilege hour.
The privilege hour extended to 60 minutes. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from Akbayan Party List, Representative Jose Manuel Tadeo Chel Diokno, to avail of the privilege hour.
Representative Jose Manuel Tadeo Chel Diokno is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues. Ayon po sa ating saligang batas, ang wikang pambansa ng Pilipinas ay Filipino at dapat magsagawa ng mga hakbangin ang pamahalaan upang ibunsod at puspusang itaguyod ang paggamit ng Filipino bilang medium ng opisyal na komunikasyon. Pero sa kabila nito, nananatiling banyaga at malayo sa karaniwang mamamayan ang ating mga batas. Bilang tagapagtanggol ng karapatang pantao sa loob ng ilang dekada na, karamihan ng mga kliyente natin ay mga ordinaryong mamamayan na hindi bihasa sa Ingles. Dehado na nga sila dahil wala silang pera at kakayahan, mas lalo pa silang dehado dahil di nila naintindihan ang batas. Ganon din po ang napansin namin nung itinayo natin ang Free Legal Help Desk sa Internet. Ang mga legal na bagay tulad ng pagwawasto ng birth certificate, pagsuporta ng magulang sa anak, o mga batas para sa mga manggagawa ay wala sa kaalaman ng karaniwang Pilipino dahil ito'y nakasaad sa wikang Ingles. Ang kakulangan ng sapat at malinaw na kaalaman ukol sa batas ay isang hadlang sa pagkakamit ng katarungan. Isa sa mga ugat ng problemang ito ay ang paggamit ng wikang Ingles sa ating sistema ng batas. Isang wikang hindi ginagamit ng karamihan sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. Samantala, ang mga batas ng mga karatig bansa ng Pilipinas, gaya ng Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar at Timor-Leste, ay nasa kani-kanilang pambansang wika. Sinusuportahan ng kanilang mga pamahalaan ang pagyabong ng kanilang sariling wika. Pinapakita nito na posible ang paggamit ng sariling wika sa pagsulat sa mga batas. Sa ganitong paraan, mas napapalapit sa mamamayan ang katarungan at napapalalim ang kanilang kaalaman sa kanilang mga karapatan at pananagutan. Kaya't nararapat lamang na isalin sa ating sariling wika ang mga batas ng Pilipinas. Bagamat ito'y dambuhalang gawain, kinakailangan may pagsimulan ito. Maaring magsimula sa pagsasalin ng mga batas na nagpapataw ng parusa, tulad ng pagkakulong o pagmumulta sa mga wikang ginagamit ng pinakamalalaking pangkat etniko sa ating bansa. Ayon po sa Philippine Statistics Authority, ang 4 na pinakamalalaking pangkat etniko sa Pilipinas ay ang mga Tagalog, 26%, Bisaya, 14%, Ilocano, 8%, at Cebuano, 8%. Ginagamit ng mga pangkat etnikong ito ang mga wikang Filipino, Bisaya, at Ilocano. Itong linggo, ihahain natin bilang Akbayan Representative ang panukalang batas na nag-aatas isalin ng mga batas sa wika natin o batas sa sariling wika. Sa ilalim ng panukalang ito, unang-una, sususugan ng ilang probisyon ng EO 292 o Revised Administrative Code of 1987 upang atasan ang Komisyon sa Wikang Pilipino o KWF na isalin sa loob ng 70 araw sa wikang Pilipino, Bisaya at Ilocano ang mga maipapasang batas sa hinaharap na nagpapataw ng parusa. Pangalawa, inaatasan din ang KWF na isalin sa loob ng 5 taon ang mga kasalukuyang umiiral na batas na nagpapataw ng parusa. Pangatlo, hinihikayat ang pagsasalin ng mga nasabing batas sa iba pang mga wika sa Pilipinas, kasama na ang mga wika ng mga katutubong pamayanan. At pang-apat, inaatasan ng Presidential Communications Office na ilathala ang mga opisyal na pagsasalin sa Official Gazette. Inaanyayahan po natin ang mga kasama natin mambabatas na sumama sa pagsulong nitong panukalang batas bilang co-author o co-sponsor. Ngayon Linggo ng Wika, ilapit natin ang batas sa karaniwang Pilipino. Isulong natin ang batas sa sariling wika. Maraming salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of Honorable Jokno to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of Honorable Jokno is referred to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd like to recognize and welcome the guests of Honorable Jane Castro, representative of the 2nd District of Capiz, punong barangays of the Municipality of Hamindan, Capiz, led by Liga President Honorable Raul Nepomuceno, and punong barangays Honorable Remy Llorico, Honorable Simpasico Vera, Honorable Norbert Llorente, Honorable Ramon Vigo, Honorable Michael Santiago, Honorable Jose Graciadas, Honorable Jean Guillermo, Honorable Alejandro Mendoza, Honorable Edwin Silvestre, Honorable Damian Miranda, and Honorable Neil Valadon.
To the guest of Honorable Jane T. Castro, Representative, 2nd District of Capiz, their Honorable Nepomuceno, Honorable Remy Llorico, Honorable Simpasico Vera, Honorable Llorente, Norbert, Honorable Ramon Vigo, Honorable Michael Santiago, Honorable Jose Graciadas, Honorable Jean Guillermo, Honorable Alejandro Mendoza, Honorable Edwin Silvestre, Honorable Damian Miranda, Honorable Neil Valadon. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the lady from the 6th District of Quezon City, the Honorable Representative Maria Victoria Copilar, to avail of the privileged hour.
To the Honorable Maria Victoria Copilar, 6th District of Quezon City, is here recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I rise today on a matter of an urgent public concern, a matter that goes to the very heart of our duty as public servants and to the fundamental right to life and health of every Filipino. My words today are not born of political expediency, but from a deep-seated sense of alarm prompted by a story that had shaken the nation and exposed a painful truth about a public health care system. It is a story of a family's hope turning into despair, of a life that was meant to be saved but was instead allegedly lost to a system that failed it. I speak of the tragic case of a father of Shaira Bugarin. Mr. Speaker, I speak in front of everyone here to tell not just her story, but the story of countless families who endured the same pain, families who lost loved ones, not because there was no cure, but because help arrived too late or the system was not enough to accommodate them. August 10, dumabas ang post ni Shaira Bugarin where she shared on the Facebook the traumatic experience her family went through when they admitted their father at the East Avenue Medical Center. According to her post on April 10, Dinala nila ang kanilang ama sa East Avenue Medical Center. Matapos malaman, meron siyang brain tumor. Sa una, malakas pa ang kanilang ama kahit nakararanas ito ng matinding pananakit ng ulo. Nagawa pa niyang makatayo at gumalaw. From that point on, all Shara's family and her father experienced was a series of disappointments. After 3 months, noong July 20, na-admit uli ang tatay nila dahil nahirapan siyang huminga at dinalagnat. Dinagay siya sa internal medicine at ICU, kung saan nagkaroon siya ng hospital-acquired pneumonia, na-intubate at nagkaroon din ng gastrointestinal bleeding. Sabi ng pamilya, may hirap hanapin ng mga doktor, bihira ang nurse, delay ang mahigit na 13 oras na blood transfusion kahit sobrang baba na ng hemoglobin niya. Unfortunately, their father died on July 25 because of severe sepsis, just 5 days after admission, and only few months after their initial diagnosis. Mr. Speaker, after speaking with medical workers, we learn how stories like Shira unfold. Hindi pa tayo nakakaapak sa loob ng ospital, makikita na ang halos kilometrong pila ng pasyente papuntang OPD. Pati mga natutulog sa kariton sa labas na bantay ng mga pasyenteng galing pang probinsya. Pag ikaw ay mako-confine, halos di mo rin makikita ang mga doktor mo sa tambak ng trabaho nila. Imbes na gumaling, lulubha pa ang sakit mo sa dami ng maaaring makuhang hospital-acquired diseases. Pag kailangang operahan, maghihintay ka ng ilang linggo para lang maisalang sa OR. At dahil bawal kumain bago maoperahan, ang nangyayari ilang araw ding hindi makakain ng pasyente, ika nga total, nakadextrose naman. Pag ikaw ay buntis, pagdadaanan mo ang meat shop na delivery room, masangsang, marumi at malupit na mga salita ang babati sa iyo at sa mga bagong silang. Pag ikaw ay doktor, tuloy-tuloy kang on-call ng 3 araw nang walang tulog. Kadalasan, higit pa. Paano makapagpapagaling ang halos mamamatay na naka-duty? Mr. Speaker, these harrowing experiences that I informed this august body today create a patchwork that makes the thick fabric of injustice veiling the Philippine current healthcare system. Corollary to the decrease of bed capacity of EAMC, Section 3, RA number 11561, mandates that the existing workforce of East Avenue Medical Center, which includes doctors, nurses, and support personnel, shall also be increased correspondingly. However, the national average of doctor-to-patient ratio of the country is distressing at 7.92 per 10,000. Kulang pa para maabot ang international standard na dapat 10 per 10,000. We also face a shortage of almost 130,000 nurses in the country. Maliban po yan sa kakulangan ng angkop na pasilidad, kagamitan at gamot para sa ating mga ospital. These inhumane experiences are not felt by patients alone. In a room of 20 patients, 1 to 2 clerks do the legwork of monitoring vitals, while resident doctors attend to their manual charts. In their line of work, it is normal to be sleepless for 80 hours because on top of regular work hours, medical interns, clerks, and resident doctors undergo a constant pre-duty, duty, and from duty. They are also at risk of acquiring hospital-acquired disease due to their prolonged exposure. Mr. Speaker, we could only imagine the physical, mental, emotional drain that our healthcare workers suffer in the field, especially in public hospital. Moreover, East Avenue Medical Hospital or Center is a major referral hospital because it is only one of the 5 hospitals with burn units along with the Philippine General Hospital, Jose Reyes Memorial Medical Center, Quirino Memorial Medical Center, and Southern Philippines Medical Center. This is not a matter we can simply brush aside. The public outcry has been deafening. The comment of Shaira's posts were not just an expression of sympathy. They were a torrent of similar story, a collective voice, Filipinos sharing their own experience, alleged unprofessionalism, and poor services in our public healthcare institutions. The overwhelming sentiments, Mr. Speaker, is that our public hospitals are failing the people. But how can we expect our healthcare gifts to take care of our people if they are not cared of as well? Today, I will file a House resolution as direct response to the public cry for help. It is grounded in the most fundamental law of our land, the 1987 Philippine Constitution, which provides that the state shall protect and promote the right to health of the people, instill health consciousness among them. This is not merely a political slogan. It is a solemn and binding promise to every Filipino. We must ask ourselves, is the increase in bed capacity truly commensurate with the upgrade in professional healthcare services? Are our public hospitals adequately funded and staffed to handle the influx of patients? Our healthcare professionals, especially our young doctors and nurses, receiving the proper training and mentorship to handle the immense pressure of their jobs? Are the systems in place to ensure patient safety and accountability truly working? These are the questions that only a comprehensive inquiry can answer as crucial step to recalibrate the system. Thus, in addition, some of my proposed solutions includes: first, developing healthcare facilities in the provinces to increase of funding for provincial hospitals, upgrading medical equipment, ensuring that the rural health units are not understaffed or undersupplied. By improving healthcare infrastructure outside Metro Manila, we can reduce the burden of tertiary hospitals like East Avenue Medical Center and provide quality services closer to the communities that need them most. This includes fully supporting programs like Doctors from the Barrio of local communities. Second, incentivizing more students to enter and remain in medical profession by expanding scholarship grants for medicines and related health sciences, offering tuition subsidies, providing high salary or rural practice bonuses for new graduates willing to serve in underserved communities, by making the path to become a doctor more accessible and sustainable. We encourage more young Filipinos to join and stay in the health sector. Third, establishing a stronger system of interconnectivity between hospital and primary care centers, where hospital and local health centers must be linked through a unified digital network so patients can move easily across different levels of care. Makati City has already shown what is possible. Residents can book appointment anytime, include doctors online, access electronic medical records, and even receive medicines delivered to their homes, all under one system. If we adopt this kind of integration nationwide, lalo po sa mga malalayong lugar, kaya nating pabilisin ang healthcare mas organized and accessible to every Filipino. Mr. Speaker, what the pandemic taught us is that we should always be prepared. Now, we will find ourselves in a situation of supposed normalcy. The report we're receiving suggests that we are still in a state of crisis. The purpose of this inquiry is not to condemn East Avenue Medical Center, but to correct the system. It is not to punish our healthcare professionals, but to ensure they are given the support, training, and resources they need to provide the best possible care. It is an opportunity to strengthen our laws, to establish clear standards of competency, and to create frameworks that ensure accountability at every level. The end goal is clear: to assure accountability, to establish standards of our healthcare professional, to improve the delivery of social health services, and to protect the integrity of all Philippine health institutions. It is a pledge we must make to Shira's family and to every Filipino who has ever sought care in public hospital. I implore my colleagues to support this resolution. Let us stand united in this chamber to send a clear message to our people that their health is our priority, that their trust is sacred, and that we will not rest until our public healthcare system truly embodies the compassion, competence, and care that every Filipino deserves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Copilar to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of the Honorable Maria Victoria Copilar as well is referred to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the Lone District of Basilan, the Honorable Ustads Yusuf T. Alano, to avail of the privilege R.
The Honorable Yusuf Alano is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa bihi nasta'in wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulihi wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajmain. Ang lahat ng papuri ay sa Allah at sa Kanya lamang tayo humihingi ng tulong. Naway ang pagpapala at kapayapaan ay mapasadakilang propeta at sugo, si Propetang Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sumasa Kanya nawa ang kapayapaan. Ginoong Speaker at mga kagalang-galang na kasapi ng kapulungang ito. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Ako po ay tumitindig sa araw na ito upang ilahad ang isang usaping may kinalaman sa aking pansarili at sa pambansang kapakanan. Ako po ay tumitindig ngayon hindi lamang bilang kinatawan ng Basilan, kundi bilang isang ama, kapatid at tagapagtanggol ng bawat kabataang Pilipino na nagsusumikap abutin ang kanilang pangarap sa pamamagitan ng edukasyon. Isang pangarap, payak ngunit napakahalaga, ang dala ni Mr. Nurin Ajanal Haddaman, 26 na taong gulang, isang kabataang taga-Basilan na tinanggap sa King Abdul Aziz University sa Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia upang mag-aral ng Islamic education. Noong August 7, 2025, matapos magsumiti ng mga papeles sa DFA, nakatanggap si Mr. Nurin ng isang text message na kunwari mula sa ahensya. Pinapapunta siya pabalik para sa dagnag na biometrics at verification. Kaya kinabukasan, August 8, alas 8 ng umaga, umalis siya upang sundin ito. Mula noon, Mr. Speaker, 10 araw na ang lumipas. Ngunit nananatiling walang balita tungkol kay Nurin. Hindi siya muling nakauwi at hindi siya maabot sa kanyang cellphone. Sa madaling salita, siya ay tuluyang nawawala. Kaya't sa matinding pangamba, nagpasampa na ng police blotter ang kanyang mga kasamahan. Ginoong Speaker, maaaring sa ilan ay tila simpleng balita lamang ang pagkawala ni Nurin. Ngunit para sa isang pamilyang biglang nawalan ng anak, ng kapatid, ng mahal sa buhay, ito po ay isang dagok na hindi matutumbasan. Sa Basilan, ang kanyang pamilya ay halos hindi na makatulog. Hindi mapakali, araw at gabi silang naghihintay ng balita. Nananalangin na sana'y ligtas siya at buong pusong humihingi ng saklolo mula sa atin. Ang kanilang tinig ay sigaw ng pag-alala, sigaw ng pangamba at sigaw ng pag-asa na sila ay maririnig natin. Mr. Speaker, maaring tingnan ng iba na ito ay isang isolated incident lamang. Ngunit kung titingnan natin ng mas malalim, malinaw na may mas malawak na panganib. Unang-una, baka ito ay modus ng panlilinlang. Peking tawag o text na kunwari mula sa ahensya ng ating gobyerno upang dayain ang ating mga kababayan, lalo na ang mga kabataan. Pangalawa, baka ito isa sa mga kakulangan sa public awareness para sa mga Pilipinong mag-aaral at manggagawa na papunta sa ibang bansa. Pangatlo, maaring ito ay posibilidad ng human trafficking, abduction, o iba pang krimen, mga banta na dapat may malinaw na mekanismo upang maagapan at masugpo. Pang-apat, kung sakaling may kaso man laban sa kanya, nararapat siyang matagpuan upang mabigyan ng due process at maipagtanggol ang kanyang sarili. Dahil dito, Mr. Speaker, bilang kinatawan ng lalawigan ng Basilan, ako po ay nananawagan sa Department of Foreign Affairs, Department of Migrant Workers, Department of Justice, National Bureau of Investigation at Philippine National Police na magsagawa ng agarang joint investigation upang matunton si Nurin at maibalik siya sa piling ng kanyang mga pamilya. Mr. Speaker, bawat oras na lumilipas ay kritikal. Bawat minutong hindi siya natatagpuan ay dagdag panganib at pangamba. Hindi ito dapat mauwi sa katahimikan gaya ng ilang kaso ng nawawalang kabataan na nalilimutan sa paglipas ng panahon. Ang ating tungkulin ay tiyaking ligtas ang mga kabataan, lalo na kung ang tanging hangarin nila ay mag-aral at magtagumpay. Para kay Nurin, para sa kanyang pamilya, para sa lahat ng kabataang umaasa sa atin, sama-sama po tayong kumilos at umaksyon at huwag nating hayaang maulit ang pangyayaring ito. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker. Shukran at assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Ustads Yusuf T. Alano to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of the Honorable Ustad Yusuf Alano be referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Rene Luis M. Co. of the Kabataan Party List to avail of the privilege hour.
The Honorable Rene Luis M. Co. is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, mga kasama kong mambabatas, tumatayo ako sa harap ninyo ngayon hindi lamang bilang kinatawan ng kabataan, kundi bilang tinig, kakampi, at kaagapay ng milyon-milyong kabataang kababaihan sa ating bansa. Kabilang ang mga batang babaeng naharap sa hindi inaasahang maagang pagbubuntis. Mr. Speaker, hindi na maaaring maisantabi ang kanilang mga kwento. Today, I rise to declare that their pain is a matter of national concern, and their struggle is a call to action. Adolescent and unwanted pregnancies are not just a question of individual moral failing. It is a systematic crisis, a systematic failure. Araw-araw, may tinatayang higit 500 batang babae sa Pilipinas ang nanganganak ayon sa Commission on Population and Development o POPCOM. Ang Pilipinas ay isa sa mga bansang may pinakamataas na adolescent birth rates sa ASEAN. This societal problem is the product of a system that denies our youth an age and developmentally appropriate, community-based, culturally sensitive, and comprehensive adolescent sexuality education. Refleksyon ito ng mga kakulangan sa kasalukuyang kalagayan ng sistema ng edukasyon sa bansa at malaking hamon sa tunay na pagkamit ng pantay na karapatan ng lahat. Mr. Speaker, marami sa mga adolescent pregnancies ay hindi bunga ng malayang pagpili. kundi ng karahasan, violence against women and children, incest, o panggagahasa. Noong panahon ng pandemya, lumala pa ito. Ayon sa datos ng Popcom, mahigit kalahati ng mga kaso ng kabataang nabuntis ay kaugnay sa incestuous rape, kadalasan ng sariling ama, tiyuhin, o nakatatandang kamag-anak. Sa halip na proteksyon, ang tahanan mismo, na dapat ay isang kanlungan kung saan tayo ay ligtas, ay nagiging kulungan ng pang-aabuso para sa maraming batang babae. Ngunit sa halip na magmalasakit ang iba, kadalasan ay sinisisi at hinuhusgahan pa ang mga batang babae. Ang mga biktima ay kine-question, hindi ang salarin. Kahit ang kasaysayan ng ating kababaihan, lalo na ng mga kabataang kababaihan, ay hindi lamang kasaysayan ng pang-aabuso, ito ay kasaysayan ng paulit-ulit na pagpapatahimik, ng kultura ng kawalang pananagutan, at ng sistematikong pagpapabaya ng Estado sa pagbibigay proteksyon at suporta sa mga biktima. Recently, we were privileged to have been invited by the Women's Global Network for Reproductive Rights, o WGNRR, to watch a screening of the film Sunshine by director Antoinette Hadaune. Isa itong kwento na sa unang tingin ay mistulang patungkol lamang sa personal na pangarap. Ngunit sumasalamin din ito ng kolektibong karanasan ng libo-libong kabataang Pilipina. Hindi ito simpleng coming-of-age story o niche film tungkol sa pursuit of dreams ng isang kabataang atleta. Ito ay masakit at makatotohanang naratibo ng kabataang nabuntis ng hindi inaasahan at ng mga desisyong hinubog, hindi ng kanyang sariling kalayaan, kundi ng kakulangan ng suporta mula sa kanyang kapaligiran at mula sa lipunang kanyang kinabibilangan. Nakakadurog ng kaluluwa, panoorin, ngunit lahat ng iyon ay hindi kathang-isip, kundi sumasalamin sa mga totoong pinapasan ng mga batang babaeng dumadaan sa ganito. The film Sunshine is not just art, but rather a cultural indictment. It forces us to pause and ponder. Bakit nga ba nananatiling iniiwasang pag-usapan ng sexuality education sa maraming paaralan at mga espasyo sa lipunan? Bakit pilit ginagamit ang mga kinagisnang tradisyon o paniniwala upang hadlangan ang karapatan sa tamang impormasyon, edukasyon, at ligtas na serbisyong pangkalusugan? Bakit ang isang desisyon na nakaugat dapat sa kalusugan at kapakanan ng kababaihan ay ginagawang debate ng hiya, ng moralidad, at ng patriarkal na kontrol? Sunshine is not just a girl on screen. Sunshine is thousands of real young women across our country whose names we may never know, but whose lives and dreams are equally precious, equally important. This kind of story is the story of hundreds of thousands of Filipino women who undergo perilous illegal abortions every single year, many of them driven to desperate measures by poverty, stigma, and lack of access to care. It is the story of the 100,000 who end up in hospitals fighting for their lives, and the 1,000 who never make it alive. Lives lost not because they were reckless, but because our laws and our culture sentenced them to death and sickness. Sunshine's story compels us to admit what we have long refused to confront, that early and unintended pregnancies are not personal failures, but the direct result of systemic neglect and cultural violence. And her story demands that we ask, with urgency and with rage, hanggang kailan natin ipagkakait ang karapatan, ang kaligtasan, at ang maliwanag na kinabukasan ng kabataang babae? Mr. Speaker, wala na tayong oras para magpaligoy-ligoy. The numbers alone should shake us into action. The World Health Organization reports adolescent mothers face far higher risks of dying during pregnancy and childbirth, as well as life-threatening complications. And yet, Mr. Speaker, we continue to push our youth into this dangerous and deadly cycle. At hindi lang ito usapin ng kalusugan. Ito ay usapin din ng kinabukasan. The Philippine Statistics Authority itself reports that 1 in every 3 girls who drop out of school do so because of early marriage or pregnancy. Each number is a future stolen before it had the chance to begin. It is long overdue that we change the narrative. Adolescent pregnancy is preventable. What we lack is not solutions, but the political will to act. We must mandate comprehensive adolescent sexuality education in all schools, hindi watered down, hindi optional, kundi malinaw at makabuluhan, grounded in science and respect for human rights. Aside from tightening and implementing of VAUSI-related laws, we must overhaul how the state responds to violence against women and children. We must expand youth access to reproductive health services, counseling, safe and democratic spaces, as well as clinics that do not shame them for seeking help. Kaya kailangan natin ng mga mas malalawak na solusyon such as, una, comprehensive adolescent sexuality education in schools, age-appropriate, evidence-based, and non-negotiable. And strong protection for survivors of sexual violence, free legal assistance, psychosocial care, health services, and safe shelters. At higit sa lahat, nais kong sabihin sa kabataan, lalo na sa kabataang kababaihan, hindi kayo nag-iisa. Ang inyong kwento ay hindi katatawanan, hindi kahihiyan. Ito ay panawagan para sa pagbabago. And to my fellow legislators, let us not delay what is fully within our power to do so, to wield our mandate in the service of genuine social change. Every day we hesitate, another sunshine is pushed deeper into the shadows. The future of our nation, cannot shine while half of our youth are left in the dark. Panahon na para tanglawan ang kanilang laban at mula sa kanilang liwanag, magniningning ang isang lipunang tunay na makatarungan at mapagpalaya para sa lahat. And to our fellow legislators, the director is interested for a screening here at the House of Representatives. And I'm excited to bring this film to the eyes of the many legislators who are being looked at to be agents of change para sa kabataang kababaihan. Mr. Speaker, I yield to the floor. Thank you very much.
Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Ko to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of the Honorable Renny Luis M. Co. of the party list Kabataan be referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the privilege hour.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. Motion is approved. The privilege hour is closed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we would like to recognize the guest of Representative Maria Cristina Angeles, representative of the 2nd District of the Province of Tarlac. From the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, officials of Tarlac City, Congressional Spouse Mr. Victor Angeles, Honorable Vice Mayor Katrina Teresa Katie Angeles, Tarlac City Councilors Honorable Weng Quiroz, Honorable Cesar Go, Honorable Jojo Briones, Honorable Henry De Leon, Honorable Janice De Los Reyes, Honorable Erica Gian Gozum, Sangguniang Kabataan SK Federated President, Honorable Cernan Cruz, ABC President, and we also have board members of the 2nd District of Tarlac, Honorable Dennis Go, Honorable Aaron Villaflor, and Tarlac City Vice Mayor's Office staff, Attorney Vivian Claire Colleen Yalong, Mr. Adrian Carl Payad, Mr. Nicolo Binuya, and Partido Federal ng Pilipinas officials of Tarlac City, former Tarlac City Councilors, Mr. Glenn Caritativo and Mr. Tonton Torres.
To the guests of the Honorable Cristina Angeles of the 2nd District, Province of Tarlac, Welcome to the House of the People. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session until Wednesday, August 20, 2025 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
The session is suspended until 3 p.m. on August 20, 2025.
Push na natin yan.